I'm live. Come on in. Doing the influencer thing. Come on in, come on in. Like and share the video. I promise I will come live tonight. So here I am. If y'all could like the live, share the live. We're talking to the wifeys as per usual. Today's topic is stop acting like his mother. This is not really the best angle. But it's fine. It is a-okay. Let's see. Get it a little higher. Hey guys, so tonight we're talking about wives acting like their husband's mother instead of his wife, okay? So if you're not new to this channel, then you kind of have an idea of what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna talk about, right? But I feel like most of us as wives, we go through that we go to that through that stage where our husband is not, acting according to our expectations. He's just not doing what you expect of him. He's not acting like a man of God, not acting like a leader, not taking charge. You feel like you're overwhelmed, you're having to do everything, or you have to tell him what to do for him to do stuff. You have to nag him to get him to do stuff, and you're just overwhelmed. It's like you have another child instead of a grown up helping you to, go through life. So we're going to talk about how do you deal with that? What do you do? How do you get him to change, right? And the trick is you don't get him to change. You're not going to try to change him. You're going to change your approach to him. You're going to change yourself, because guess what? That is what you can control. You're only going to drive yourself crazy trying to change things that are outside of your control. So, if you want your husband to change, if you want him to stop acting like a child, guess what? You're going to have to stop treating him like a child. Stop doing everything for him. Stop making decisions for him. And I know it's hard, and you're probably thinking, he doesn't know what to do. He's going to mess up. It's going to be a big mess, and you're going to have to fix it. No. How did you figure things out? Right? How did you become good at being a parent, good at being a wife, good at being a mother? You just did it, and the mistakes came along with it. All right. You had no one to micromanage you, to tell you what to do or not to do. So you had to figure it out on your own. That's what you're going to do with your husband. He's more than capable, but he's not going to act like he's capable. He's not going to be capable unless you move out of his way and allow him to parent, allow him to contribute in terms of household duties, in terms of, and it doesn't matter whether he's the provider or not. Okay? If you act right, if you do the right things, he will do all the things, whether he's the breadwinner or not. He's gonna be cleaning, he's gonna be cooking. You just have to know how to treat him, what to do. Okay? All right. So the biggest thing with um stopping yourself from becoming his mother, or reversing that, is to become a wife. And we're going to talk about biblically, what is the wife, right? The wife is feminine, the wife is soft, the wife is gentle, she's meek. Okay? And what is meek? Meek is like demure, you know? Yes, when you think, look it up. Somebody look up the definition of meek and demure. I think they mean the same thing, okay? So you're gonna be just like really ladylike, and you're gonna be like, I cannot do this, I don't know how to do that. And you're just gonna leave stuff up to him. If he wants to learn, he's gonna ask you questions, but let him ask you. Don't keep telling him, don't, oh, directing him, you're teaching him, you're scolding him. You're not doing that right. That's not how you do that. No, you say, all right, say for instance, he is doing the laundry, okay? And there you, thank you, Megan. Oh, hi, Megan. I remember you. See, meek signifies humility, gentleness, and submission to God's will, not weakness. Girl, I don't know where you got that definition, but I love it. So there you go. Megan brought the goods for us, right? So that's what you're gonna be. And remember how the Bible tells us. Yeah, I know it's Google, but what's the source on Google? But anyways, whoever the source is, that's a good one. All right. So meek, demure, gentle, kind. That's what you're gonna be. When he's so we're on the laundry situation. He's doing the laundry, right? And you say, you agree, you come together and you agree, you're gonna do the laundry on Saturday. Right? I don't want you to go into the laundry room when he's doing it. The most you could do is remind him, hey, babe, remember today's your day to do the laundry. That's it. Don't show him anything. Don't go in there. This goes here. The whites go in here. Da da da. Let him mess it up. Let him just don't put anything valuable in there, okay? If you think it's irreplaceable, don't put it in the laundry that day. But seriously speaking, let him mess it up. If he messes it up by himself, he's gonna be like, okay, it's shopping money. You get to go shop again. You're gonna be like, babe, you kind of messed this up. So we're gonna have to go buy some white shirts, and I need this and this for the kids, right? Just think about the good that can come out of him messing up. Don't think about, oh, it's a disaster and now we don't, and you catastrophize everything, right? It's like this big old thing, but it really shouldn't be. Let him mess up. The next time he does it, he's gonna be like, oh, last time I did this and this. And he may come to you and he may ask you, babe, this is what I did and this is what happened. Where did I go wrong? Let him come to you because you're the advisor. If the president needs advice, right? He's gonna go to the advisor and say, this is my situation, or this is what I want to do, but I don't have much experience. How do you think I should go about this? That's how I want you to think about yourself. Advisor, not mother, where you say, go do the laundry, or go wash the dishes. It's your turn to wash the dishes, and make sure you do it this way, and make sure you do that. That's a mother. That's you controlling everything. That's not what you want to do. Give him control. Help him to figure stuff out by himself. And if it gets to the point where he cannot, then he can come to you and you can say, sure, babe, let me show you. Or don't give him too much information either. Just answer the one question he's asking you. Oh, which detergent goes here? Okay, that one. Only answer him as needed. He needs the experience. It's on the job training. Stop doing everything, controlling everything, and then you complain that he's not helping. You're having to do everything by yourself. Because when he tries to do it, you control everything. You nag him and make sure you do this. Did you do that? Did you remember to do that? And he's just like so annoyed, so frustrated. He's just gonna be like, babe, maybe you should do it. And then you're like, yeah, maybe I should, because that's what you wanted, right? You wanted him to admit that you're better, and what's the point? Why are you doing that? We need to come to terms with our own selves. What is going on there? Why do I find it so hard to let go of the control? How do I benefit from hanging on to this control and trying to be like so rigid and it has to be done my way? If it's not done my way, it's what? What purpose? For what purpose? I used to be like that, like with the dishes, whatever. You know who does the laundry? I haven't done the laundry in forever. They get done. Do they get done to my liking? And honestly, sometimes with the whites, I tell my husband, I'm like, maybe not don't do the whites. I'll do the whites. But no, he likes doing the laundry now. So he does the laundry. And I'm like, I don't care. It's something I don't have to do. I don't wear that much white anyway, right? If I don't want him to wash something white that I love, I just won't put it in the wash. I'll hang it back up, and when I need it, I'll go throw it in the washer. He likes that now. He'll wash the dishes now. Instead of washing the dishes, he'll load the dishwasher. I'm not going behind him now and looking to see how he loaded it, if he did it the right way. Did they fit? Are they washed? We're good, babe. And he's happier. He's more fulfilled because he's going into the backyard gardening. Do I go out there? Oh, do this, remember to do that. And we try to be in everything and he cannot have something for himself. I don't bother him. Okay? And my life is so much better. You want to go cook a meal? You decide. You cook, do whatever you want, babe. If you like it, I love it. Because guess what? It's something else that I don't want to do. Now he's like, what do you want, babe? What do you want to do? He's trying to appease me more because I just let him do what he wants. It's just, it sounds so simple. And I know the biggest part with this whole process is changing our minds, because guys, it sounds easy, but it felt like it was the hardest thing I ever did, trying to just let go, just not caring. And why did I care about these little things? Why did they bother me so much? Why, if he doesn't wash the dishes the way I like them to be washed, are we gonna die? Well, maybe. I don't know. But I just tell myself, let him suffer the consequences. Even if we get sick, now he knows, you know, the reason why we say to wash them in warm water or to make sure you use enough soap is because there's a reason, right? It's not just me nagging or me whatever. So if he comes to me and he's like, oh, I did this and it didn't turn out right, then I can say, oh, it's because so and so, and I can give him advice because he asked for it. It feels so much different for him to receive advice that way than for me to just constantly be telling him what to do. Don't do this, don't do it that way. Just trying to hang on to the control. So it's very, very important that we let go off of the control. Stop trying to control the outcome for everything. Give him room to figure stuff out. And they'll get good at it. It's just like riding a bike. Okay? The more you practice, the better you become. So, what's another way that we treat our husbands like a mother instead of a spouse? Let me think. The way we talk to him. Okay? We disrespect them, we belittle them, especially if you're in, I don't care what kind of company, if it's your mom, if it's his, like, if it's even the children. If you know you're gonna like disagree with him, if you have some correction for him, wait till it's just you two. Wait till you're at home in the bedroom. And that's something I had to learn because my mouth just had no little filter. So do not be very, very careful how you speak to him in general, but especially in public. If you're in the company of someone else, um, do not disrespect your spouse. Don't belittle him. Don't let him feel like he's beneath you for whatever reason or however. Give you an example. I saw this video on TikTok, right? And the guy came in, the husband, the son is filming this thing, and the son came in. No, the husband came into the room. The son and the mom is sitting like in the living room. And he comes in so excited and he's like, um, I'm gonna paint the bathroom ceiling black because I saw it so and so. And she was just like, nope. Immediately she shut him down. Nope, you're not. No, you're not doing that. You're not painting my bathroom black. My bathroom ceiling black. And he's just trying to make his point, and she's just like, no, 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 no. And she was just, and I'm like, maybe he's the son. Maybe I got it all mixed up. Maybe that's her son. And but she was just like so demeaning, so like the perfect response would have been, babe, I'm not so sure about that, but let me look at some pictures, some videos, and then we can discuss. But in front of your son, then the son is filming it, then he puts it on TikTok. It goes viral. So the world saw that this lady clearly, openly disrespecting her husband for everyone to see. And the guy felt so, you could just see it. He was just so defeated. At one point he was like, I'm gonna do it anyway. He was just trying to convince her, just trying like, and I'm like, this is not the right order. Like, and this is how the men will stay, but they're not gonna feel good. They're not gonna feel um fulfilled. They're not gonna feel content. I want to say they're not gonna be happy, but we can't be in charge of people's happiness. So I'm not even gonna put that on the wife. But if you want him to feel like a man, you want him to fulfill his purpose as a husband. His purpose is to love you unconditionally, to take care of you, to fulfill you, to provide for you. um and that's how you're going to treat him, expecting him to do all that, to make all these sacrifices and give up, put you above himself. And that's how you're going to treat him in front of others. The least you could do is wait till it's just the two of you. Even if you're gonna, no, don't be disrespectful. But if you're gonna, sometimes we slip. Sometimes we slip up. Don't slip up in the public. Don't slip up in the company of others. Do you think y'all could do that? You think you can just be so gentle? Just shut your mouth. Just zip it. Babe, don't zip it. Babe, zip it. Let him be himself, and then behind closed door you're like, babe, I don't think, the way you were acting tonight, it just felt a little bit uncomfortable. Are you okay? Just try to say whatever you're. I'm far from gentle. I let my anger. Girl, I get it. I used to be the same way. My family used to say I have anger issues. And I think I probably did. I was just in denial. And I really had to, this whole process helped me to change that. I think I was angry because I was too masculine. I wanted to be in control. And then I figured out that I was having anxiety attacks because whenever I couldn't have my way, I felt like I was gonna explode, like I couldn't breathe. And it was just, and in my head I thought it was just the anger, but it was everything. I felt like I had to yell and to let it out. in order to feel better. But I learned, I actually started seeing someone, and they taught me like breathing exercises and stuff. So we have to really figure out ourselves, fix ourselves, because sometimes, I know it's hard to hear, but sometimes we're the problem. Not in terms that the men bring the issues majority of the times. They bring the drama. We find stuff, they say stuff, they accuse us of stuff, or just, in my case, my husband was the one bringing it, but I escalated everything. It went from, I'm not going to say zero, from 3 to 10 in like 0 seconds, okay? Do not upset me. Like, do not try me. Do not test me. Because if you test me, I was so horrible. Yo, I was horrible. I broke like so many TVs. Like, I would just throw stuff at the TV. Like, and I've been throwing stuff since I was little. But the point is, we have to figure out, because how we respond is everything. If you can figure out, why do I respond this way? Why do I go from zero? Why do I escalate something that could have been a simple situation? Why do I always turn it out into something so much bigger? What is going on? What is happening? Right? Because, say for instance, my husband is driving. It used to drive me absolutely crazy. It still does to some extent. I just control myself better. Like when he's driving, like, why are you driving so slow? Why are you driving so fast? Why don't you go around this guy? He's like, I just felt like he drove like he had no clue what was going on. And then I'm like, why? It bothered me so much. I felt like it was driving me literally crazy. So I had to figure out what was going on. Why? And I was anxious. I was literally having anxiety attacks, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't know that that's what it was. And a lot of us, we've gone through so much trauma as girls, as teens. We've been through so much, and we bury those things. And so they come out in some ways that we're not even conscious of it. So that's why I'm telling you, if we can figure out, because almost every time I talk to a wife that they're having like anger issues, they're reacting really horribly, or they're just not having the best, outcome or response from their spouse, is because there there's something going on with how they're treating him, the way they speak to him, especially in conflict. When there's nothing going on, when you're good, but in conflict, when the conflict arises, we're not equipped. We don't know how to handle that. So I think you just need to figure out, get in touch with your femininity. The way I started to do that was, first of all, I used to dress up like if I'm going out, but when I was in the house, I would be just pajamas all day, looking crazy all day, not using perfume, just neglecting my self-care when I'm in the house. And then when I'm going out, they would get the best of me. So my husband was literally seeing like the worst of me every single day. So I made it up in my mind that even I'm not going to put makeup on every day. If I can, I will, but I'm gonna wash my face, do my skincare so my face looks like radiant, fix my hair, put on something nice. If I'm in the house, I put on clothes that maybe are too short that I don't wear anymore, or yeah, mostly things that are too tight or too short, and then I'll put like a little um cardigan or something over it, like a little jacket. Um and then if I'm going to work, I work from home, so if I have to show up on Zoom or whatever, then I really get dressed up. But I make sure that when my husband sees me, he's like, just trying to get back into my femininity, really bringing that soft answer. And that took a while for me. When now it's so rare, so rare. Like, I'm telling y'all, we used to argue like multiple times a day. Like, I don't know why. It could be any little thing. We would just butt heads. Butt heads is like, when we're good, we're good, like we're best friends, but then we would just, out of nowhere, we're fighting over whatever it is. And it was because I wanted to be in control. I wanted to prove I was smarter, I was better, I knew better. And I probably did. But he didn't need to know that. Like, I don't need to keep like throwing that in his face. He knows. I know he knows like what my strengths are and what my weaknesses are, right? I don't need to keep throwing that in his face. So I started to speak more gently, more calmly. He would literally come back to me and be like, one time he was like, he came at me, and the way I responded, he was just silent. He walked out of the room, he came back, and he's like, babe, you really disarmed me this time. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't even, like, I couldn't believe these things were working as well, because I was just, no one really, I didn't have an example like I have for myself to you guys. I was figuring it out. I was going through the scriptures and literally just trying to follow what the Bible said. And when it said, it was a lot of emphasis was placed on wives being meek and gentle and feminine, allowing the men to lead and kind of stepping back. Um, so, a lot of the times, and I think this is why people kind of shun the idea of submission, because they would push it on us as if, men, you need to lead your wives. And that's not the context of the Bible. The Bible tells the wives to allow your man to lead. It needs to be submitted, given, allowed, right? It can't be forced. So it can't come from the man's perspective. He cannot force you to let him lead. It's not going to work that way. It has to be, he's loving you. That's what we need to. And I have a video I'm going to make about this too, a little short video. But we need to be telling the men to love your wife sacrificially. That's the emphasis that's placed on the husbands. Every single time there's instructions, God gives instructions directly to the men, to the husbands. It always says, love your wife. Love your wife as Christ loved the church. Love your wife sacrificially. Just love. That's it. Focus on loving your wife. If she feels loved the way the Bible is telling you to love her, you don't have to worry about her letting you lead. That's going to come naturally. Okay? And the reverse is true from the wife's perspective. If you treat him respectfully, if you allow him to lead, he's going to automatically start loving you. It's biblical. That means there's power behind it. God God gave us those instructions because he's intentional. Every single word in the Bible is for a reason, and we just have to believe it enough. We have to have faith in God enough to know that if you follow the word of God, there's a reason behind it. And I figured it out. I literally, like, the first conversation with my husband, the way he was acting, I was like, is this even the same person? Like, y'all, you could not, like, I was so shocked. I literally just said, I just told him, like, I want to be more feminine. I just want to, take care of the kids, take care of you, take care of the house. I want you to focus on providing and bringing whatever, all of that. Thank you, T. Yes, and you're welcome. I try my best. Um, but yeah, what was I saying? So, I told him I would do all that. I was making a vow to him. This was like the first time I decided I want to be more feminine. I want to, you know, I wasn't even fully like, I didn't fully know what I was doing yet, but that was the first conversation. We were in the car and my husband got so excited. He was like, "Yeah, babe, if you do that, I promise I'll take care of everything financially and I'll take care of you. All you I think what excited him the most was me saying, because he knew my husband's smart, so he knew when I said I'm gonna be more feminine, it meant like I was gonna try to not, cause I can get loud like if we're arguing. I'm not loud like if we're talking normally, this is my voice, but get me upset. I cannot even control it. He's like, why are you so loud? Like, can you not? And I'm like, that's what you're worried about? You're worried about the volume of my voice? You need to be worried about what's about to happen? So I would get so frustrated with him every time we're arguing, telling me how loud I am. But I decided, I'm just gonna not do that anymore. Soft. Soft means not loud, right? Gentle means not hard. And this is the scripture telling us, First Peter 3. It says, the soft, meek, gentle wife grants favor from the Lord. So when I interpret that, that's me being in my femininity. That's me being my naturally soft self, my naturally calm self. This whole society um has somehow convinced majority of us as women that we need to be hard, we need to be tough, we need to be go-getters. I was the go-getter. Listen, I've owned the businesses. I started a restaurant. My husband hated that crap. I had a whole restaurant from 2013 to 2023. So what was that, like 10 years? Yo, that restaurant was, and it was good in some sense, but I did that. Did I consult with him? No. I told him that's what I was going to do, and I went and did it. I started real estate, bought a bunch of properties, did a bunch of projects. Did I consult with him? No. Did he tell me not to do some things? Yes. Did I do it anyways? Yes. So many things. Like, I was just, wow, that is such a great testimony. Oh my God. Thank you for letting me know that, T. Thank you. Which video was it? That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm so glad, because sometimes I worry that maybe I'm not clear enough. Maybe I'm not, um, I don't know. I just don't know if my message is reaching or doing what it's supposed to do. But every time someone messages me, every time someone reaches out and they tell me how much they help them, and I'm like, thank you, Jesus. It's like every time I get a little bit, um, you know, demotivated, I just get testimonies like this and I just love it. I've always asked for God, like, what's my purpose? I feel like I have no purpose. And then out of nowhere, and I don't know, it's only God, because God knows this is not the kind of, I don't mind being online and I don't mind, but I wanted to do more like lifestyle stuff. It's hard for me to tell people like what to do or kind of, you know? So that was hard for me, but it was like God was like beating me in my spirit, like, that's what you need to do. You have to do this. Da, da, da. And I'm just trying to be obedient. I'm just trying to be obedient, and I'm just praying, God, help me. Help me to do things, your way, according to your will. So thank you, T, and all you others that always you support me and you show up and you let me know. I've watched so many, I can't remember which one, but I'm threatened by what you're teaching. Thank you so much, so much. You can message me on Instagram, Holy Wifey Academy. Let's be friends. And I'm gonna launch a free webinar. I've been working on that, which is why I've not been posting so much in terms of videos, because it takes so long for me to um what you call it, to edit stuff, and I just can't be bothered. So I'm like, let me just come live because I don't have to edit anything. And I feel like I like coming live better because I could be more of myself, and I don't have to worry about the algorithm, and whoever sees me sees me. So I may be doing more of this, but I'm working on my free webinar. It's gonna have, I kind of like it. And then, you will have the opportunity to join my community, and to just we're gonna have weekly lively sessions. It's gonna be a whole thing, and I just cannot wait. If I could just launch this thing. Ugh. I feel like the enemy is really trying to attack me with this. I cannot tell you guys how many times I've recorded stuff. It gets deleted. And I'm just like, God, you fix it. You fix it, because I'm over it. But I will let you guys know. If you're on my email list, I will send an email. I'll let you know. You'll get first pick, first preference. But yeah, so what was should I keep going? So let's stop being the mother. Let's start being the wife. And that means we're being more feminine. We're going to be walking in our femininity. When I started, what was really helpful for me was to delegate. Not delegate because I'm not the leader, okay? To allow him to lead, or to learn how to allow him to lead, to let go of the control. I started asking him for his opinion in every little thing. So I started with the little things that he probably didn't care about, didn't want an input in. But over time, he started getting like, okay, I see where you're going with this. And he got more confident. So he started making more decisions without me having to ask him to make a decision. So I would ask him, like, if I'm going to church, I'm going to ask him, does this look okay? Because I got the revelation that, how modesty in the church, like if we're Christians, there's this big question mark about modesty. Some people say, you have to wear these dresses, you can't wear men's clothes, you can't, it's just so many different things, right? Well, in First Peter 3, it's either First Peter 3, let me see, or maybe it's Ephesians 5:22 or 23. Um, I like to have my Bible app, but my other phone is dead, so I can't check, and I don't have my Bible near me. But what does it say? Yes, first it says, be submit to your husband in everything. Okay? So I'm thinking, right? If you're submitting to him with everything, then that includes the way you dress, your modesty. That means he gets to decide if something is modest or not. Like, if I'm gonna wear the long flowy dress and my husband hates it, He does not find it attractive. He does not like it for whatever reason. Is it modest? It's not modest because it's offending him. Okay? So that's what, and obviously, I'm not going to force that on anyone. But that's my revelation. That's what I got out of it. And I've actually found, because in my mind, I was dressing for my husband. I would wear these tightly fitted stuff. They weren't short or anything, but just really tight and revealing in terms of my curves. And I found when I gave my husband the control to like decide what's modest and what's not modest, what's okay, what's not okay, he was choosing stuff that I thought he wouldn't like. Like, he liked the more flowy things. He liked the more traditionally modest things. So he would choose those over the tighter stuff that I was wearing before that I thought he liked, but I never consulted with him. I wasn't asking, right? So that's the thing. Sometimes we're out here, we're dressing so revealing, or we're covering everything up, and we don't ask our husband, is this okay with you? Do you like the way I dress? Do you like what I'm wearing? And making sure you're not embarrassing him outside. Because you could be dressing really revealing and you're embarrassing him, or you're dressing very revealing, but he's okay with that. Like, I love that. If he's a man of God, he's not going to want you to. If he's okay with you dressing like short, this, short, that, but appease him for a time while he's working on himself and building himself. But something, his mind is not renewed. If you think he's saved but he wants you to dress, I've not yet seen that. I don't think men like revealing stuff, but not for you to flaunt it outside. They're gonna be attracted to it initially, right? Because they're gonna look. But once you become theirs, so if that's what attracted him to you, I don't think he wants you to keep dressing that way. I don't think any sane man wants you to be going out on the street, especially if you're not with him, dressing half naked. So consult with your husband, okay? These are simple little things for us to start handing over the control to him. Start letting him make certain decisions. He's going to get better at, when he gets confident in these little decisions that you're having him make. When it comes to the big things, your path, it's for you and him, because it gets easier for you as well, right? Because now it's like muscle memory. You ask hubby, like every single thing I asked my husband. Like the other day we went out with friends. Where are we gonna sit? In church, he's determining where we sit. When we go to dinner, where do we sit? Which chair do you want? You know what I mean? You made the decision. I'm preparing him to make decision. He's gonna be a boss. He's gonna be in charge of things. I introduced my husband to real estate. So when I had that first conversation with him, I told him I don't want to do all this anymore. I was so good at real estate. I was making so much money, and I would just bring it to him, right? But I told him I don't want to do that anymore. I was When I started, I had one child. By the time like we turned around, we had three. They were like back to back. And I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be a mommy. I want to be stay at home mommy. I want to take care of my babies. So I taught him everything I knew. And I'm like, I'll be here if you need me. I'll help you along, but I don't want to pursue real estate. I don't want to do this restaurant. I don't want to be this businesswoman or whatever. I don't want to do it. I just want to be a wife and a mother. I'm already an attorney, and I didn't feel good about wasting my professional degree. So I'm like, um, I got like a work from home job. The volume is high, but if I can be home with my kids, I'm in my office. They can come in there whenever I have hearings or whatever. My mom is here. She can help with them. So it's that nice little balance. But we got to the point where if I wanted to quit my job, I could, because he was so impressed with my husband. Was like, this man was like 50-50 the whole time, non-negotiable. We have to be 50-50. You have to contribute. And then when I brought in the femininity speech and the I'm going to do this and we're going to do this more frequently, I'm going to make sure you are satisfied. Y'all know what I mean? Because you have to put that in there. That's their motivator. The respect and the sex, that's their motivator. So I had to make sure that he knew that was a part of it. He was so excited. He was like, "You wouldn't, you if you don't want to work, you don't have to work." He was just doing the most, and I'm like, God, this has got to be that power. When people say there's power in your femininity, this man literally made a 180 turn with just one simple conversation. I hadn't proven myself yet. I hadn't. And now he's like a totally different. I can't even remember. I literally despised my husband for a while. And I think he despised me. Um, it wasn't ongoing. I didn't always. I loved him sometimes, and then sometimes I did. But I was like, God, why did you punish me? Why did you do this to me? And now I feel so blessed. I feel like, how did I how was I so blessed? How did you find so much favor giving me this man? I just needed to unleash his potential, move out of his way so that he could be great. And that's what y'all need to do. That's what I'm trying to teach you guys to do. Move out of his way so that he can be great. He can be the man. Now my husband, he's building real estate from the ground up. And he didn't learn anything. I took the courses. I did all the things. But I made him feel so confident. I believe you can do this. If so and so could do it, and I have all the knowledge, especially with my attorney background and my experience in real estate, you can do this. And now he's just doing that. He's so confident. He's making the moves. He, even with this job being, I don't want to say, he doesn't want me to say what he does, because right now it's crazy, if y'all know what I mean. But now we have some security because I gave him the opportunity to discover his potential, to figure out that yes, I am capable. My battery's dying. But yeah, so your man can change. I know it seems impossible. I know it seems like it just, you cannot see it happening. You cannot see him being a different person. He can be. He can be, and you can be the sounds like my kids are up. And you can be the, what's the word I'm looking for? The agent of change. That's not the word, but it works. You can facilitate that change. I strongly believe it. I believe in you all. If you need help, go sign up for my free webinar so you can join my community. And we could talk. You can always message me. I have so many people that DM me, and I help as much as I can. My time, I will give my time to you. If you need help, just say it and I'll try my best. I've been through it all. Everything that you guys tell me, I've done it. Every single mistake that you guys have made, or are making, I've made them. Okay? And I think that's why God equipped me. God gave me the wisdom to be able to interpret the scriptures in a way that I have not seen. There's so many people giving marriage advice, right? But it always comes from trying to change someone, trying to change things that may be outside of your control. But you can get that change just by changing yourself and changing the way you show up in your marriage, the way you speak, the way you act. It can be such a difference, such a difference. Imagine two people showing up in a room. One is calm and sweet and gentle, and one is just disrespectful and rude and condescending. The same set of people that are in the room are going to treat those two people differently just by the way they show up. So think about those people as present you and or past you and present you and future you. Future you is a gentle, sweet, caring spirit, humble. Okay? You're going to get the positive response from your husband, not just your husband, your children, your friends, your family members. You're going to change, not just for your husband, you're going to change because you're going to become the woman God intended for you to be. So you're changing yourself so you can be obedient to the word of God. So you can, when you show up, when you see God, you can confidently say, God, I followed your word to a T. I did what you instructed me to do. I was not disobedient. I did not, let my flesh and let my own pride get in the way. I was able to be humble, and I was able to lay down my flesh and kill my flesh so that I could obey you. And in return, I got the husband I dreamed of. I got the marriage I dreamed of. I got my kids to behave better. I got my kids to, that's the best thing you could give to your kids. A good marriage, good example of how to live this life, how to treat people, how to treat their spouse, how to treat themselves, because you're going to be respecting yourself as well. You're going to be loving on you. You're going to be taking care of yourself, showing up in your best you. Okay? You're going to be showing up. You're not just going to present any and anything to the world. They're going to get the best of you. That's what I want you to think. Don't think about your husband. Don't think about his shortcoming, whatever he's doing wrong, what he's not doing right. Don't even think about him. Focus on you. I want you to really look into yourself. I want you to examine yourself. Write it down. What are every single thing that you think you could change? Some things that this is between you and God, so don't be ashamed. Be really honest with yourself and say, I don't think I'm loud, but people are always complaining that I'm so loud. I want to be more quiet, not silent. Do not mistake quiet for silent, because your voice is valuable. Your wisdom is valuable. Your husband needs it. The world needs it. So don't shut your mouth. Just lower your voice. Lower your tone, girl. Okay? And think back on all the things. If more than one person ever addressed or complained or made note of something in a negative way, maybe I want to think about that and try to address that. Okay? Maybe you want to make a mental note and say, I'm gonna make sure that I take note of the next time I do something like that. Like if they were to say, I notice that when we're in a conversation, you're always talking over people. You may not think that's true, but at least consider it. The next time you're in a group setting, check yourself. When you're talking, is someone else talking? Are you waiting until someone finishes speaking before you chime in? Just that's what I want you to do. Just take a mental note and check your own self. We're gonna level up us. And when we do that, your whole life is gonna change. Your relationship with God is gonna change. Your relationship with your friends, your family. You may lose some people, but they weren't meant to be in your circle anyways. If when you level up and you get better, you lose people, guess what? They were just for a season. They were probably keeping you, encouraging you to, remain in that state. Sometimes we have some enablers because misery likes company, right? And they're never gonna call you out. Someone tells you, oh, you're too loud, and your friend's like, girl, please. They don't know what they're talking about. Loud what? All the time. They're loud too, and they love the fact that they have another loud friend, so y'all could be loud together. You know what I mean? So just make sure, check your circle, check to see, what am I doing on a daily basis? I want you to be working out at least 30 minutes a day, reading your Bible, praying. I don't care how long you pray for. Pray. Just talk to God. It doesn't have to be you're going to go into a closet and lock yourself up. Just make sure you're speaking to God directly. Talk to Him like you would talk to me. Tell Him the desires of your heart. Not because He doesn't know, but because you need to hear them out loud. You need to convince yourself. Those are like your affirmations, your prayers to God. And so you can keep yourself and you can keep God accountable. Oh, I remember when I asked God for this, and look how He came through for me. Okay? So I want you to work out if it means walking. Walk in place if you have to. Get a jump rope. Whatever you can do. Get active, guys. Okay? Do your makeup or do your skincare, whatever you have to do to feel like your best self so you can show up. Sometimes we feel so down and depressed, and all it is that we need to get our hair done. Sometimes it's your nails. And by the way, I did my own nails and now my fingers are a whole mess. It's like cardboard. I think I had I don't know if y'all could see it, but it's a whole mess. That's another thing I've been going through. I had to go to the hospital so they could give me medication and the whole works. But I'm still wearing the nails. It's the gel, not gel, I don't know. But it's a thing you put under the machine, the light. So I think maybe I had the light I had a bad reaction from the light. I don't know. But anyways, the thing is I'm trying. I don't have the time to go sit at the nail shop. Like, get your hair done. I've been straightening mine just because it's easier. Whatever you need to do, show up for yourself so that you can start showing up for the people you love around you. And I promise you, just like T came on here, and she can testify that she followed what I've been saying. And I'm telling you because I did it. I was probably the worst wife ever. And I didn't even know. That's the biggest gag. I thought I was a catch. My husband thinks I'm the best thing since sliced bread, but he doesn't know better either. He didn't have like a good example. None of us did. So he thought he was the only one to blame. Even though he knew there were things that I could improve on. He just thought the fact that I didn't leave him what made me such a good wife. But I had to recognize my own flaws, not because he's gassing me up means that I'm like, no. You have issues, girl. And it took a lot out of me to admit that. But once you do, girl, your dream life is on the other side. But it takes a lot of faith. You have to really, really, really trust God and be like, God, this man don't know what he's doing. This man don't have an ounce of leadership in him. He doesn't, he's not good at anything. But you know what? Even though I don't trust him, I trust you. That's what it requires. Okay? So stop being the mother, start being the wife, give him the control, allow him to lead, and your life is gonna change. Oh, the way you're going to allow him to lead is by walking in your femininity. So remember that that's a big piece of the pie. If you need help, if you want more information, sign up for the wait list of my webinar. I don't know when it's coming, guys. I'm trying to get it to you by Sunday, but I don't want to make another promise. We're going on a cruise on Monday for my kids, what you call it, spring break. And then last weekend was a whole birthday thing. It was my birthday, it was my daughter's birthday. It was just too much. So I'm trying. I'm trying to get it out to you guys. But I'm going to try to go live on the cruise so y'all could see. I don't know. I never have internet on the cruise, but I'll try. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting me, for showing up. And I'm gonna try my best to keep showing up for you guys. All right, I love you so much. Share the video with a wifey that you love that needs to hear this. We all need to hear it. So just share the love, and thank you so much. I'll see you, I don't know, I'm gonna try to come live on Sunday, but bye guys.